Hi everyone, Stepan here. After a long time, I'm sorry for not recording videos while playing the tournament in Split. But I've had a horrible tournament. I played badly, I'm sorry to say, and I really didn't feel like doing anything. I wanted to focus on chess, which didn't yield any results. I'm sorry to say, but yeah, I hope to play better in the future. And now that the tournament is over, I'm going to take a break from playing tournaments for at least a month, probably 45 days. And in the 45-day period, I'm going to work on my mistakes and on my repertoire to make sure that I'm prepared to play again. All in all, the last 4 tournaments that I've played, I'm not happy with how I played. Definitely, neither the results nor the play was good. And I think I deserved what happened in the end. So I have a lot of work to do before I play again. So I'm going to use this 45-day period to finally get back on schedule, recording daily videos and producing the extra content for the patrons. Before I continue, I just want to have a look at our game, our correspondence game. Thank you for giving your votes in the comments below. From now on, I'm going to post the current position in the community tab, community section of the channel. So you are going to be able to vote there to make sure we don't clutter the comment section in the video. So today, if you want to make your move, you can find, as soon as I've published the video, the post in the community tab and you can vote there. I'm going to count the votes. In the last video you voted mostly for e6 and knight c6, but knight c6 won with 40-something votes. And we are now in the normal closed Sicilian. I'm going to play the move bishop b5, which I like playing, and continue from here. So the voting is open in the community tab of the channel. I'm going to ignore the moves you give in the comments because I want to leave the comments free for normal comments. As many people have pointed out, it was pretty messy with a lot of comments just giving the move suggestion. So go to the community tab of the channel and vote there. Okay, let me get back to Split Open. So today I'm going to cover round 3, which after having lost round 1 to a FIDE master and won against a lower rated opponent, I finally played somebody who was, well, close to my rating, an opponent rated 200 points higher than I am. And I have prepared for him. I prepared the Italian. He plays knight f6, so I knew that we were going to get into the 2 knights with knight a5. And I was looking at all the options, but when the moment came, I misplayed the position, and you're going to see why. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4 the Italian, and knight f6. And now you can play d3, but I play the move knight g5, which is more aggressive. And now d5 is the only move. E takes d5. Now black has the option of going knight d4 or b5 or knight a5, which is the best move. My opponent played knight a5, and now this is forced. Bishop b5 check, c6, d takes c6, b takes c6. Now white has a couple of moves. Queen f3 is one move, bishop d3 is one move, and bishop e2. I play the move bishop e2 most of the time. And now another forced sequence, h6, knight f3, e4, knight e5. And here black has several options. This is basically the first point at which black gets to choose what to play. And this is where the variation branches out. And this is the crucial position of the game. Now, this is still theory, of course. Black can play queen d4, black can play bishop d6, black can play bishop d5, bishop c5. Those are the best moves. In the game, my opponent played bishop c5, and this was still my preparation. Not for this game exactly, because I had expected him to play the move queen d4, but I knew this position and I was prepared for this. So now the normal plan, okay, let me just show you something. After knight e5, if they play bishop d6, which is most common, then d4 is the move, and if at any point black takes en passant, then white recaptures with the knight to make sure that the knight isn't hanging. And now let's say castles or queen c7, pressure on h2, and black has full compensation for the pawn. After knight e5, bishop c5 though, white has to be a bit more careful. The move here is c3. And after c3, I'm threatening to play d4. After b4, the main move is castles here. After castles, b4 is not a good move, because after b4, bishop d6 actually works, and the knight is still hanging. So I have to play f4, knight b7, and black is supposed to be slightly better here in this position. So after castles, there are two moves, and I played the move which, well, I don't really like, to be honest. After castles, the main move is castles for white. I played the move d4. d4 leads to complications. If I had castled, then let's say queen c7, which is the main move. d4, e d3, knight d3, bishop d6, g3 is still slightly better for black. Black has more than full compensation for the pawn because of his development, two aggressive bishops and a much safer king, but white has no problems. And in the game, almost without thinking, I played the move d4 immediately, and there's a big difference. After e takes d3, knight takes d3, I expected the move bishop d6, and going for bishop d6, queen c7, g3 from white, and getting into the same position. The problem is that black doesn't have to do that. Black plays the move bishop b6. And now it's very much different. I castled here, and he played the move rook e8. And here, I just didn't know what to do. I spent about 25 minutes and ended up losing the game immediately, unfortunately. But it's really hard to play. So the threats that I'm seeing, let's say I play something irrelevant for the position, a3, then rook e2, queen takes e2, bishop a6, let's say rook d1, and I'm pretty sure that black is able to pile the pressure further on my position, and it's really hard to develop for me. So after rook e8, the threat in many positions is bishop takes e2. In many positions he is also threatening bishop takes f2. And my position is very unpleasant. So the options I had here, and which I was calculating, was b4, knight c4, and let's say knight c5 here, trying to block out this bishop. Queen takes d1, bishop takes d1, and black is supposed to be better here. At any point he can take here, weaken my pawns, and try to pick them up. The other option I've had was knight d2, but that just isn't good. Bishop f5, knight f4, queen c7, a lot of pressure on my position, knight h5. You can see that it's really hard to play. Bishop d3, rook e1, rook takes, queen takes, and I think that black's bishop pair and more active bishop pair and a lead in development and a safer king give him a big advantage. And in the game, I found a move which deals with that. With one issue, which I'd completely missed. I played a really bad blunder. I played the move bishop f3, and the move bishop f3 would be good if black didn't have the option to play bishop a6, which after 25 minutes of calculating all the options, I completely missed. So after bishop f3, if he doesn't play bishop a6, I'm perfectly fine, and my position is better. I would argue knight b4 is coming, bishop f4 is coming, and I can develop. But after bishop a6, I'm losing the exchange. I don't have any way to defend the knight. If I try retreating the bishop now to e2, then simply rook takes, queen takes, and queen takes, oh, I'm sorry, bishop takes d3, and I'm just losing. So after bishop a6, I was looking at b4 and knight b4. b4 is, I think, bad, worse than what I had played. After b4, let's say bishop takes, pawn takes. I'm going to turn the engine for this one because I'm not sure. Bishop takes f1, queen takes f1, yeah, and just retreating the bishop should be fine and black should be winning. So I decided to complicate matters with knight b4, attacking the light squared bishop, attacking the c6 pawn. So now bishop takes f1, queen takes f1, but there's a killer blow here in this position which just makes my position unplayable. I'm in exchange down, but I have pressure on c6. If black doesn't play actively, white might be fine, but black played the best move, knight e4, and now pressure on f2, I have to take. Rook takes, at least now I get to develop with tempo. Rook e6, knight f3. Here he played the move queen e7, and I played bishop f4, which just It's a bad move, because now he can just play g5, which he didn't play, and I have to play bishop e3, takes, f takes, and probably rook takes e3. But after bishop f4 he played the move rook e8, and now I played bishop g3, stepping away from g5, g5 anyway, knight c2. I want to give up a piece, I want to give up my bishop when he plays f5 for the rook on e6, which is what happened. So f5, b4, knight b7, knight fd4, at least taking the exchange after f4, knight e6, queen e6, rook e1, queen f7, rook e8, queen e8, and now I'm worse. But maybe I can survive the ending, just maybe, if I take here immediately, and I can grab another pawn, queen f7, I can take here. I don't know if this can be survived, but let me see what the engine says. The engine says it's equal. Maybe I have a perpetual in some positions, but I doubt it. I think he can get away. But in the game I played a horrible move, which just allows him to convert to a much better ending. Queen c4 check, queen f7. And now I thought in the game that I would be able to take on c6, but that just loses by force. So if I take on c6, he takes here. I have to recapture with the h-pawn. And now bishop takes. If king to the h-file, then queen h5 is checkmate. If I don't play my king to the h-file, then I have to get into a discovered check and just lose a different way. So this is a forced checkmate. So I have to take on f7, king takes f7, and now I tried c4, fg3, hg3, c5, b5, and we played for another 15 moves. I don't really want to look at this ending. It's a tough struggle for white, which cannot be defended. The engine gives this as more than -5, and the position is lost. So I lost out of the opening, and I lost because I didn't know the plans in a very tough position resulting after bishop c5 and the variation I just showed you. I played the early d4, which was a mistake. I should have played castles first and got positions which are slightly worse, but at least I'm still a pawn up, and if I play correctly I can hold them. So yeah, this was round 3. Not a good game, I have to say, and well, I have many mistakes to correct in the Italian. Another problem is that he was well prepared for what I was going to play, as all of my opponents were. So in the 45-day break, which I'm going to take, I'm going to work on a completely new repertoire, and I'm going to have a much wider repertoire. I'm going to play many more openings with both colors, and I'm basically going to change up everything I've been playing thus far, which is going to make it much harder for my opponents to prepare. I spoke to several people during the tournament, and having the ability to watch my videos and see my games gives them a huge advantage. So the only solution is, as with the good players who play several different openings, is to play several different openings, and that way, even though all of my games are available, I can diversify and I can surprise my opponents with something they haven't seen from me before. Okay, I'm going to continue covering the other 5 games from Split Open in the next 5 days. After that, I'm finally coming back to d4 theory and the endgames. I'm going to start with the Grunfeld defense after I have finished these games, and I'm going to make daily videos. For those of you who would like to support me, I would greatly appreciate that. You can find the link to my Patreon page in the description below. I will be producing extra daily content for patrons, at least 5 tasks related to the daily video. So if you want to get a more in-depth look in the video and practice the topic of the video for yourself, you can find the info in the description below. So once again, get to the community tab. There you can vote for the daily move in our correspondence game. And thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for being patient with me not recording videos. And stay tuned for more chess. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.